What's going on, everyone? Good morning on this beautiful Saturday morning, early in the morning. I hit you up at 7 a.m. to see if y'all down to do a quick hit so we can talk some MLB playoffs. The Division Series begins today in the NL and the AL. But definitely want to shout out the Mets and the comeback they had in that wild card round, where they seemed like they were done for. And Pete Alonso hits a big home run off Devin Williams, who's a legit elite closer in the league. Knocks the Brewers out, and we're here now, man. At the Division Series, Mets make it. I know Lulu's happy. Happy you're here to join
Yes.
us, Lulu, because
Thank you. Thank you.
definitely want your thoughts on the Mets. So we'll jump right into it, man. If y'all don't have anything else to say about the wild card round, um,
Um, eh, Lulu, I have a question to ask you. I was a little
Yes.
confused because there was a lot of pandemonium, a lot of celebration, everything like that. Now, there was this post-game interview, and one of your guys said this. They say we suck. We suck. Let's suck. Let's go suck together. Let's go have fun sucking. Let's enjoy it. That's kind of the thing that we did. I think we did that as a team. I was a little perplexed. Can you please give us more insight on what they did? Was it like a Diddy part? I don't know. I don't know what your Mets been doing, but can you
What part of that
clarify
has
that
you
for me, please?
confused? What part of that has you confused?
What does he mean by it? All of it.
He tr- all right. He's trying to own it. You've seen the 8 Mile, right? When Eminem at the end turns it all around on himself, all the criticism, and he owns
Uh-huh.
it. So all the criticism that the fans are giving the Mets, he's owning it. Yeah, we suck. We all suck, and we're gonna keep sucking. And I'm down for it. I'll suck with them.
All right. I think that makes it crystal clear. Your entire team sucks. You've been saying
Yeah,
that since high school, so
there we go.
for context, that was JD Martinez with the letting people know that they suck and they're gonna keep on sucking.
together. All right.
And
Now we know directly from Lulu. So
And Lulu's gonna
thank
suck with them.
he's gonna suck with them all together, the entire LDS.
Everything. Yeah. So we'll jump right into the sucking Mets. What's up, Lulu? What you got looking at with this series against the Phillies?
Well, the first thing that caught me off guard was that Senga is pitching today, this
Big
afternoon.
surprise.
That's a big surprise, yes. I believe he only had like one start this season before he went down with the injury. And I can see both sides of the coin, whether it's a good move or a bad move. I personally thought he would be coming out of the bullpen, but it looks like we're going to have David Peterson come out of the bullpen, which is also a good move.
Do you see a situation where it's kind of like they're piggybacking off each other? Maybe Senga goes in there as an quote unquote the opener, pitches like an
Yes,
inning or two.
because especially since he's coming off of the injury, they're not gonna go deep with him. So he might pitch 2 to 4 innings, and then get the bullpen involved. But if he pitches good, we have something. We have a little extra momentum going in to continue the series. And one thing I want to mention, we beat the Phillies 3 out of 4 in I believe the third last series of the season. So I'm very excited for this series. I think we're gonna do a good job.
What do you have it going? Who do you have winning?
I have the Mets winning in 5. It's
Mm,
gonna be difficult. That's why I say in 5. It's gonna be difficult, but I believe the Mets could do it. I believe so.
yeah, I appreciate that. That was very insightful, bro.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I see the Mets winning this series as well, but I think it's going to take 5 games because the Phillies are no joke on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they have a great pitching staff as well. But I think the Mets have like a secret sauce going on, and their momentum has carried over from that second half of the season into the wild card round, coming off that big win, and now going into a rivalry essentially. And I think that's what's pretty special about this division series, like for all teams, is there's a little rivalry with every single series going on. But the Mets have a great opportunity here to get over that hump, beat the Phillies, and it's not going to be easy, like you said. The Phillies are not some pushover team. They're division winners for a reason. They've made World Series in the past recently, and I don't see them going down without a big fight. So if the Mets win this series, which I'm picking the Mets to win it, I would have to agree Mets in five.
Okay.
That was very, very insightful from both of you guys. The I want to mention this. I think the Mets are losing this game. They're losing game one, and I do think that they're winning in five as well. I agree with you guys. I think they're gonna have a rough start. The reason is because of your previous man, Zach Wheeler.
Mm.
Zach Wheeler, listen to this. How do you feel, Lulu, that he's fourth in innings pitched, he's third in ERA, he's third in wins, 16 and 7. He started 32 games, struck out 224. He's third in that category. So for a little context, in 2015, when the Mets made it to the World Series, he was injured that season, didn't pitch, and they didn't allow him to travel, and they wouldn't pay for his ticket. So I think that that's that with him. He's here now. He's having the best season of his life, and they win game one off the strength of that. Ultimately, though, I think the Mets are just they've been pretty hot. Lulu, I know you saw that I apologized to you last episode.
Yeah.
That's why I still picked the Mets to win in five. And yeah, I think you guys are pretty spot on with everything you guys mentioned. It's just this one game, game one, Zach Wheeler. I believe he pulls it off. I believe he pitches a gem today. When is the game? That's
Tonight,
Today
yeah, today.
it's today.
at
Exactly.
four.
I think he pitches a gem today.
Yeah, I could see him going like seven strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking at.
Seven shutout
7
innings or
innings.
one run.
Exactly. One
Like,
run. That's what I see.
And the Mets got to be kicking themselves in the head because they had a chance to keep Wheeler, man. They had a good chance. They just needed to offer him a little more money, pay him what he's worth. But the Phillies did that. Now the Phillies got him. So
yeah. So jumping into the next series, we'll stay with the National League. A very good matchup with the Padres and the Dodgers. Um, which one of y'all want to go first on this one?
Listen, I'll take this one because I like the Dodgers. The Dodgers are the only team that rival the Yankees in terms of like the talent. So the Dodgers, they're up there. Mookie Betts been to me such a like a player with so much swag since he was in Boston. Don't like Boston, don't like the Red Sox, but still he would be a player that stands out. The Padres, I really like the Padres. I like the way they play. I like the fire they play with. Manny Machado, I think he's smooth. I think he's nasty. But you have a dude on one of these teams. Show home run, it's Gandhi. It's and if it's not a home run, it's not a single. It's either a double or a triple because if he gets on base, he's gonna steal the base.
Mm.
His base running is elite. So it's not just that he puts people and he brings people home or he hits a single and he stays there. He's pretty much in scoring position every single time. That allows his team to be able to, if they do need to sacrifice a bunter, if there is a sac fly, he might have stole one of those bases. Maybe he advanced to third. And this is, I just, I see the Dodgers pulling this out and it might, it might end in four.
Mm.
I believe I'll make this very quick. The Dodgers have a history of choking in the playoffs. So I believe the Padres are a
Ooh.
scary team. So I believe the Padres will take it you know what? I'm gonna say in four as well, but Padres.
Shohei didn't need a translator to say nope. That's all I gotta say. Mike, he's ready. And he's not even all he does is gets up and hits dingers or steals bases. He's rested. He's fresh. I don't know, Lulu.
Oh, we'll have to see. But
Man, I like
yeah,
this series because both teams are really good. I think going into the playoffs, the two teams that I said were the scariest were Cleveland and San Diego. Two teams that I thought were like underrated in a sense, even though they won 90 plus games. But for this series, man, I've been concerned about the Dodgers pitching because everyone seems to be injured. And I know they're getting Yamamoto back now. He's pitching game one. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table. Honestly, we haven't seen him in quite a bit. But I will say this: what the Dodgers do is offensively, they kill it. And Irvin pointed all that stuff out. They're in scoring position, whether it's Otani, whether it's Betts, Freeman, it doesn't matter. Like top
Anybody.
to bottom, that lineup is insane. That being said, I am leaning San Diego because I think offensively, San Diego brings a lot to the table as well. Machado,
Mm.
Tatis, Jackson Merrill, who's an absolute beast in center field. Mind you, converted shortstop, playing center field. These dudes got shortstops all over the field in the outfield. I'm going to lean San Diego in five just because of the Dodgers pitching issues. And I think even with Musgrove being down with San Diego, he was just out. I think he's getting Tommy John surgery, unfortunately. Even with that, their pitching is still really, really strong. So I'm going to lean San Diego in five.
I see. I can't be mad at either one of those because
It's going to
it's
be a hell of a series, though, man.
that to me the NL has it. I like both of those series, both in division, both rivalries, both.
Yeah,
It's yeah. I like the passion. I think it's going to be very intense, a very intense division series on that side.
yeah, I agree, man. I'm excited for that. On the AL, we got Tigers, who nobody expected here, going against the Guardians, who are won the division in the Central. I'll start with this one if you guys don't mind. Obviously, the Tigers. Shout out to them for even being in this position, making it as
Yeah.
far as they have. They took down the Astros. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. um, but they're going up against a team now in Cleveland that has a very different vibe and energy about them this year. And I know they've been in the playoffs in the last few years, but this year with the new manager, new players added to that roster, second years, players having another year under their belt, stuff like that. Jose Ramirez still being probably the best third baseman in baseball, and doesn't get talked a lot about, even though he almost had a 40-40 season. I don't know how many people actually knew he had a 40-40 season coming up. But yeah, I like Cleveland a lot. They're, again, with San Diego, my scary team in the playoffs. Um, Tigers play really well. They're starting with an opener today. I'm gonna go Cleveland in this series on just the sheer like what Cleveland missed in recent years was offense, and I think they've recouped a lot of that. They have a good offense. Their pitching staff is what it is. So I think this is where the Tigers' run comes to an end, but it's going to be a really hard fought series. I'll go Cleveland in four.
Listen, I'm not mad at it. I think you picked a better team to win. I agree with you, not just for how eloquently you put that down. And I'm just like, you know what? What else do I add to this? It's not just about that, but it's also about my cousin Rich Dog. So my cousin Rich Dog, super Cleveland Indians fan. Give a shout out to my man's. I'm pretty sure he's in the living room every single game talking about Guardians. I'm sorry, the Cleveland Guardians talking about his team and everything like that. I'm going Guardians. I agree with you. And then it's just at this point, the run was great, but it has to end. It was good story, super hot team, but I don't think they make it out this round. I see Cleveland winning it. I see it in five, and it's good. A good fight for to be tied at third place.
I think it's hard to keep that momentum going as long as they
Hey,
have.
a
and
hundred
and
percent.
yeah, and they have good talent. It's just there's a lot of luck involved in baseball. They've gotten a lot of lucky bounces their way, so to speak. But
Yeah.
just at some point, you wonder, especially in the playoffs. At some point, it comes to an end. Sometimes.
They've been winning or go home
Yeah.
since the regular season, basically. It's been like, yo, if you lose this game, you out. If you
Yep.
lose to this team, you out. Like it's so to be win or go home that long for that stretch, that part of it, that mental angst that shit's real.
Yeah.
I also got Cleveland winning the series in 4 or 5. If I have to pick, I'll say 4. But I'm really going for the Detroit Tigers. I haven't seen them this season play, so I don't know much about them. But the one thing I do know is they're from Detroit, and Eminem is from Detroit, so I would love to see them win. But I got Cleveland.
But Eminem is a Cleveland fan.
Is he?
Yes.
Nah, you joking with me. You know
Were,
Eminem's
were you gonna switch your pick?
No, I'm not gonna switch my pick. It's Cleveland.
Even if he's a Cleveland Guardian fan?
He's not though. His
But
life,
what if he is? You don't know
but
that.
I actually don't know what his favorite baseball team is, but I know he's a Detroit homer. So
So
he's a
what if
Lions fan in
Haley's favorite
football.
team
So
is the Guardians?
Haley's favorite team. My allegiance is to Eminem, not Haley. So uh,
All right, so you got Cleveland.
All right.
yes.
All right, got him. So you said
Oh,
Detroit.
you did
I
get
thought
me.
you
You
said
did get
Detroit.
me.
I thought you said Detroit. Way
No,
too
no,
low.
I did pick Cleveland though. I picked Cleveland to win, so you didn't get me. I said it,
Yeah, you did, but you want Detroit to win. All
but I
right.
want Detroit to win. Yes, yes.
All
Okay,
right.
okay.
Now it's time for the main event, the
The
team
only
of the year,
series that matters.
the only series that matters.
I'm already
Let's
dressed. Look, I'm dressed. I'm ready. Like I woke up ready for this. I've
you
been
know,
hyped
let's talk.
since yesterday, bro.
Let's talk about the only team that matters, the Chicago White Sox. Let's do this.
Most losses in MLB history, bro.
Yes,
They
yes.
deserve their own shout out every time.
Oh man, that's
It's gotta be so difficult to get up every day just to be like, are we about to lose again?
bro.
At some point, you just decide like it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't know the amount of times I went on to like to see the standings and they were like on a 9 game losing streak all the time, bro. I was
Wow.
like, damn, bro. That's crazy.
That shit is grueling, son. I play pickup and my losses be stacking up. I'm like, nah, this can't keep happening. After like 4 losses, you go, nah, you can't keep
Yeah.
doing
They lost 100 and I think 121 games.
something like that.
That's bad.
One more than the 1962 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't you feel
Anyways.
good about that? My team won 125 games in 1998. Let's get back to them. Let's get back to some winners. Let's get back
Yes.
to some real winners. Let's get back to who are they playing again? Who are we playing again?
The Royals.
Here it doesn't matter who we're playing. That's who we're playing. If you're wondering, asking yourself, who is Irvin going for? Then you clearly haven't been watching anything that we've been saying. Haven't been looking at our body language. None of that. We got it all. 1 through 6. We're gonna we're gonna pitch better. This is this season right here. You see how delusional Roro is with his Knicks and everything like that. I'm not delusional with the Yankees. I'm just very confident with the Yankees, and we got it. Did you hear Judge speaking about the fact that it's about that time that everyone's ready for this joint? Yo, he got me so hyped, and he was standing next to soft ass cat, and they the same height. This dude is like 6'9", 6'10". Aaron Judge is not 6'7". B. All I gotta say is it's exciting. It's not an interdivision rival or anything like that. But you have Bobby Witt Jr. on the other side. You have Aaron Judge on this side. You have two super talented players. You have two teams that have done their thing all season. But I'm sorry, Kansas City, you ran into team. You ran into the team that's making everyone else fight for not first place. The New York Yankees in 3.
Oh.
No. I give
Oh.
them one. I give them one. Yankees in 4. Yankees in 4. I'm not gonna wall out. I'm not gonna wall out.
It
Hello,
pains me
kind
to
of way
say it pains me to say this. The Yankees got this series. They pretty much got it. They got everything.
It pains me to say this.
You a
Yes, I'm not a
hater,
Yankee
bro.
fan. I'm not a Yankee fan.
Damn, but we not Mets fans.
We've been
I know
celebrating
that's
the
why
Mets for
I
like three
find hard.
episodes.
I find hard to deal with this because you guys root for the Mets even though you're Yankee fans because you love New York. But when it comes to me, I gotta root against the Yankees no matter what. And now
Sorry ass Mets.
I'm a hater at heart, bro.
Sorry
And
ass Mets. I'm a hater at heart, bro.
the, the, listen, Yankees got this. I think it's gonna be a piece of cake. I know it's best 3 out of 5, but the Yankees got this in one. Seriously, it's over.
So you calling for a Yankee sweep?
Yes,
Wow.
it's over,
Wow.
man.
You
Well,
said I'm a hater at heart, but the Yankees going sweet.
wow. That's
I mean,
all
I'll take
right.
that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah.
haters acknowledging what it is, B.
This is honestly, I think I said in the last episode, I probably would have preferred to see Baltimore because the Yankees own their bullpen. The Royals are a running team, which is kind of like the Achilles heel for the Yankees. But I really trust Austin Wells behind the plate. I have all the confidence in that man, especially hitting out of the four hole. They already were talking about not pitching to Soto and to Judge, which means that Wells and Stan are going to feast. That means they're
Oh,
always
dude.
going to have someone on base. And I know they're going to come through. Y'all know how I feel about Giancarlo. I've been clamoring about him for years. I don't take any slander about him. None of that bull
You
crap.
really don't. You
Yo,
really don't.
Big G's my guy, bro.
Can't nobody say nothing about him.
No. And I know this man is going to come through in the postseason like he's done every single year for us. He's going to continue to be clutch, and he's going to be the difference maker in this series. I got Yankees in four. Garrett Cole has been pitching out of his mind lately. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the
Hmm.
way he's
I
pitching.
have been.
That's going to continue. He obviously gets the ball game one. Rodon is another one he's been three different pitchers this season, and now we're on the good side of it again. So he's coming in with that momentum. I'm confident with the bullpen as well. They got some pieces in there. Hopefully, Clay Holmes gets his stuff straightened out. I don't trust him in the closer role. I like Luke Weaver there to stay in the closer role, but they got some arms in the pen. Game three, it could be Hill, it could be Luis Hill, it can be Schmidt. It doesn't matter. They're gonna do their thing. Yankees in four. Let's go. What's up?
I already
I'm
told you.
hyped.
You talk
I'm I'm,
baseball.
I'm ready.
When you talk baseball, my man, hey, soliloquy on fleek. That's you.
I'm
This
ready.
shit, bud.
I'm
You are
ready.
ready. I can't wait. I can't wait. That was a great breakdown. But
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
Austin Wells is gonna be big. I didn't even know they were talking about not pitching to Soto and Judge.
Yeah, they're talking about
That,
pitching around them. I was
but
like, okay,
that's the dilemma that you face as an opposing team is, yo, who am I gonna pitch to? I'm not gonna let this guy beat me, but then if you don't let that guy beat you, this other guy's gonna beat you. It's
Exactly.
so much. It's just so much.
and I think a
To
big X
overcome.
factor, a big X factor too, is Gleyber Torres out of the leadoff spot because if he's on base, you have no choice but to pitch to Soto and to Judge.
Yeah, right after.
You have
That
no
changes the whole
choice.
dynamic of that whole first plan.
Yeah, so we could see the Yankees putting some runs early on the board, and you already know Garrett Cole is going to do his thing.
I want to see a little small ball from the bottom of that order too. I want to see the
Yes,
number 8 man get on base. I want to see a sacrifice bunt by the 9 man, and I want to see that or Glaber to lay a sack. I want to see small ball from 7-1, 7-9, 7-1, and let 2-6 just completely dominate. Just get on base, runners along, and then let that first half of the lineup just take over. I want to see changes like that regularly, not just this time, but regularly. And if we can get a handle on stuff like that, just advancing runners and letting that part of the lineup do what they do, it doesn't even matter how we pitch. But
yeah.
it's great that you're mentioning that the pitching staff is doing better. Now that the run support is coming, the run support is there. You can count on it being there. I love it.
I'm excited, man. I'm
OD.
hyped. This is it for me. The MLB playoffs. Yeah, I know I deep dive into this, man. There's no stopping me now.
You do. Now, I'm gonna ask this. There's an AL MVP, there's an NL MVP. There are two insane seasons.
Well,
I want to ask you this. If there was just one league MVP, who would you
hmm.
I go Aaron Judge, man.
100%?
And
You
that's
know
not
what? Biased
biased.
because Shohei Ohtani did that 50-50 season and everything like that, but Judge is doing this on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, a lot
Yes,
of people
Otani was a
they're not
DH, right?
looking at the defensive side. They're looking at the numbers and they're like, oh, but this. It's like if you had an argument for Francisco Lindor, there was a disrespectful graphic that showed up that no one needed to see with the offensive numbers for Francisco Lindor, which are great, and the offensive runs for Shoei, which are just out of this world. No one needed that graphic. We
Yeah.
all know who's performing better on that side of the ball, but there's one dude that's doing it just on that side of the ball, and the other dude is performing at a Gold Glove level. Which, by the way, shout out to Pete Alonso because Pete Alonso, I think I read a stat that he's the best baseball scooper in the league. He's the
Wow.
one that recovers the most balls. So you need to give credit where it's due. If Francisco Lindor is on the verge of getting a Golden Glove, or he's performing that way, Pete Alonso, your first baseman, which has a lot to do with that.
Big
But in
time.
this case, Pete Alonso has a great amount to do with that. His glove work is outstanding, so they should look at that as well with Golden Gloves. But going back to this MVP thing, it's interesting because we're having a lot of his history come up, and it's records being broken, and you have Bobby Witt Jr. and you have Francisco Lindor that are both performing so like they're
Incredible.
playing amazing, son. But because of these other two guys, it's like not even in the same stratosphere because of that.
The thing with Judge too is, and we've seen it all over social media, the only player that can compare to that, or you can compare Judge to, is Barry Bonds, like
Yeah,
season
that's
wise.
insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Like when the conversation is, oh, you've had a season like Barry Bonds, and Barry Bonds
That's
had a better season, by the way, which is insane, even more insane considering what Judge put together. But that's the only comparable like season. Is Barry Bonds' 73 home run season, which is
yeah. When
crazy.
anytime you're in a category with Barry Bonds, especially an offensive one,
Wild.
you gotta understand that you're that dude.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Judge could have hit 65 home runs this year if he didn't go on that cold streak right
Yeah.
towards the end of the season because he ended up with like 58 because he got hot right
No,
at the end.
he was hot. He slumped in the beginning of the season. People were like, "Oh my goodness, what's
There was
happening?" I'm
one
like,
dude that said, send Judge to the minor leagues. Bro.
Wow.
it's so dumb. Some people are just so dumb. It just irritates my soul how
Man
people
said, send Aaron Judge to the minor leagues to figure it out.
to figure it out. You give greatness his time. I think he slumped all the way to like May or something like that. Or
Yeah.
and then he went down with an injury at one point, right? Something small, or it was just last season.
I think he had something bothering him towards the start of the season. It was in
That's what
spring
it was.
training.
It
Yeah.
was that. And then he came back, and it's just everybody's been like, "Oh goodness, wow, how this season!" But nobody remembers that man lost a month of the season and
Yep.
still put up the numbers he did with a slump that he had that went on for a stretch of like 10 games. Nobody recalls he lost a month. That man lost a month. That man is the best man, the best. Woo. Listen, when Shohei starts pitching again, you can bring up that conversation. Who's the best player in baseball? But right now,
Yeah.
it is Aaron Judge, B. And he's a New York Yankee, guys.
For life.
Yeah, they better not let him go, B. Okay, how
And
much you
they
got to pay that man?
and
Ever.
they gotta pay Soto too.
Oh,
I
they
need
do.
that. I need that man in the Bronx forever.
They do. Because Giancarlo is signed to through when?
I think he has 3 more years.
Three?
I
Three
think
more
so.
years. You keep that intact, son. You You're gonna have a wealth of shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, fellas, let's put a bow on this.
Let's do it.
I appreciate ya for being here, especially on a Saturday morning. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone that tuned in. Appreciate you guys. Love the support. Continue to like, share, and subscribe our podcast.
Yeah,
Um,
subscribe.
yes. Till next time.
All right.
Later.
Peace.